Next Generation Weather Forecaster Joe Shock here. Today's video will be on YouTube since I don't have a track, and this is going to be more of a summary of what is coming up over the next few weeks. But we have a lot of interesting things going right to the end of the hurricane season, so we'll be taking a look at all that in today's video. So here is Hurricane Ida at 85 miles an hour. It's now inland. This got to Category 5 yesterday, and this has really developed so quickly. I did not have a time to pull, a special video on Ida, and I wasn't planning on making a track for this anyway. But again, in Category 5, the strongest hurricane of the season, 165 miles an hour, and pressured down to 917 millibars. Again, moving west, and it will weaken dramatically over Central America over the next 2 days. Area up here, probably not going to be as strong as Ida, but certainly could not rule out a tropical storm, if not a low-grade hurricane. Again, this will move west as well. I do think Iota's outflow, though, is going to limit, and interfere with this next system that's going to develop down here. But again, you can see where Iota is now continue to move off to the west and again fall apart over the next few days. Next area to watch, Bahamas and close to the U.S. Let's take a look. MJO in phase 2 coming into the null phase, which is favorable for development, the null phase, and this goes through December 1st, which is pretty incredible that we're going to be looking at tropical cyclone development into the month of December. It has happened before, but it's not a expected situation most years, but this year will be different, as you'll see. So here's the MJO coming into phase 8-1. You can see what it looks like there. Phase 2 and 3, enhancement in the Bahamas, and then you can see the European. Here is Iota. Here's that system that the NHC has. And then here, the European 60s now begin to pick up on this again. Something around the Bahamas is going to develop, and it doesn't plot all of them, but there are a few members in here that are in the 9995, 998 range. So we'll have to see what happens down the road, as there might be a trough coming down over the Great Lakes in the eastern part of the United States. And we'll see if we can try to pull something in and phase something along the East Coast later next week. So that may be an interesting situation, days 7 to 11. Upward motion pattern from the Japanese from last Thursday. You can see the upward motion here. You can see it sees Iota. You can see the other system here developing off the southeast coast, the enhancement of the rainfall. And there again, classic ridge over troubled water. Week 2, upward motion along the east coast. There's the enhanced rainfall, and there's again your ridge over troubled water. So I like this pattern very much for development. Here is the European ACE. For the first week, I think most of this is from Iota. 4.2 when the average is about 1, so you can see quite above a bit normal there with Iota, and I think it's going to see those other two systems, the NHC, that's 40%, and then the one that I just mentioned off the southeast coast, in about a week it sees that. Week 2, we shut down. I think it's going to be a quiet week, but still, we're about average. Not too much, but, there's a shot something might develop. And then week 2 to week 3 remains quiet, but look at this. As we get into the month of December, tropical development, that's a pretty significant look there from the European weeklies, that there might be another system, maybe in the Caribbean or maybe in the subtropics that develops, but certainly when you're in this beige coloring, there's an elevated risk for development, and you can see that there on the ACE point scale. Again, this is days 22 to 28, so we're getting into mid-December here, so that's a pretty impressive look. You know what can happen is down the road in December, if we keep this MJO going like this, you get a big trough and you get something that comes up and you can have a lot of fun and games. And with all that warm water, it certainly would support, a lot of fun and games in December. So maybe there's a subtropical cyclone that develops somewhere and comes west, and who knows, phases in with a trough and produces a big storm on the East Coast down in December. So we'll see how that works out. But overall, again, a very, very favorable setup for continued tropical development. There's the La Nina going on, pretty strong La Nina now. So very, very favorable conditions remaining over the Atlantic Basin. And here's my outlook over the next few weeks. The MDR is shut down this time of year, but in close to the U.S., of course, the Caribbean and the subtropics, fair game for development, I say, right through mid-December. So very, very impressive situation. And that is it for now, and thank you for watching.